Hi, everyone. We are getting ready to start. Thank you guys so much for being here. We're going to start in just a few minutes. Hello, Goddess. Welcome in. We're just getting situated here on TikTok, and we're getting ready to record. Thank you for being here. All right, here we go. Hi, guys. Welcome to another episode of Uma Talks. I'm so happy to have you guys here. And we are streaming live on YouTube, on TikTok, and we are recording to the Lotus Lounge podcast. So if any of you have to leave during this broadcast or you just want to tell your friends about it, you can reach out to the Lotus Lounge podcast on Apple Radio, iHeart, Spotify, Buzzsprout, any of these wonderful places. You can find the Lotus Lounge podcast and access this episode. Tonight, we are talking about new moon rituals and affirmations. Yes, we have a new moon coming up on Thursday, February 27th. It will be the new moon in the astrological sign of Pisces. So tonight, we're going to talk about the significance of a new moon in Pisces, and what specific rituals and affirmations you can focus on to help cultivate the energy of this new moon. So I want to welcome all my listeners in. If you feel confident and comfortable enough, please feel free to drop a hello to me in the comments. I would love to shout you out and thank you for being here during my show. This show, Uma Talks, happens every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is streamed live on my YouTube channel, The Lotus and the Light, streamed live on my TikTok channel, UmaB111, and it is recorded to my podcast, The Lotus Lounge. So, big shout out to Shoshana on TikTok. Hello. And we have Angela and Goddess Table on YouTube. Hello, ladies. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. So, guys, listen, this new moon that is happening on Thursday, February 27th, is an important new moon because the new moon Pisces marks the final lunar cycle of the astrological year. So, if you know anything about astrology, you know there's 12 zodiac signs, and we like to say that the zodiac begins with Aries and ends with Pisces. That's why when we look at people, we can kind of tell the energy, right, of someone based just primarily on the location of where they are in the zodiac. So people that are at the tail end, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, tend to have that older energy, wiser, more mature. And then people at the beginning of the zodiac cycle, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, tend to have a younger energy. So new moon Pisces is the last new moon of the lunar cycle. So this is a great time, a potent opportunity for reflection and setting intentions aligned with the Pisces energy. So what would the Pisces energy be? Does anybody want to take a guess? From what you know personally of Pisces people, maybe you're a Pisces or Pisces season, what do you think the energy would be or the theme for the Pisces new moon? I'll tell you, from my perspective, the Pisces energy has to do with spirituality, creativity, and healing. Given the introspective and imaginative energies of the Pisces new moon, this is a great time to reflect on all that has happened. Now, we know that because of the Roman Catholic calendar, our new year begins in January and ends in December. But how many of you have actually started a new year and didn't feel like you started a new year? It just felt like another day. But something about the spring, right? Something about the springtime with the winter coming to an end and flowers and plants beginning to blossom again, something feels like new birth. Well, that is because according to the old calendars, the new year actually begins around springtime. Right about the same time we enter into the Aries season, right about the same time as spring and the spring equinox, right about the same time as the Chinese New Year. Isn't that fascinating? Right? So for those of you that are on the spiritual path, you may notice that a lot of us do more celebrating around March, April than we do around January. And that is the reason why. That is when a lot of us that are on the spiritual path, we start our detox sessions. I know for me at my center, I tend to offer a 10-pack of reflexology sessions where my clients would come once a week for 10 weeks and get reflexology done, only reflexology, because it's about clearing the energy, clearing the blocks on the meridians, right? In TCM, traditional Chinese medicine, they've discovered that we have energy meridians that run through our body and they tend to get clogged over the year. So some of my clients that are really deep into health and healing would book that 10-pack package and come and get themselves cleared. And they find it's not just a mental or emotional clearing. It also happens to be a physical and spiritual clearing as well. So, as we approach this new moon coming in on Thursday, there's things that you can do to get yourself ready for the incoming new year. And I'm using air fingers here, new year. You can incorporate practices such as meditation, journaling, or even creative expression, dancing, painting, coloring. These activities help you connect deeply with your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind is where you have all your answers stored. So, a great thing to focus on during this time of Pisces new moon is focusing on your spiritual renewal. I'm going to ask a series of questions. You don't have to answer out loud, but just think about this for a second. Are you happy with your spiritual practices? Do you have a daily spiritual practice that starts your day? Are you focused, locked in, truly committed to your life path and living your soul journey? Or do you find yourself distracted by things such as inadequate love relationships, not enough money, physical health issues? When you start to take an inventory of your life, you start to realize where your energy is going. And I remember I watched a show, some of you might have seen it. It was on TV a while back called The Wire, based out of Baltimore, Maryland, close to me. I live in Virginia. And it was about, cops and robbers and drug dealers and all of that. And I remember a very important character in the show on the police force said, you have to follow the money. And I like to say now, you have to follow the energy. Yes, Cleo said, "Merry mornings now." Thank you, Uma. You're very welcome. Hasn't it made a change in your life? You know? And that's the thing. With The Wire, they said follow the money. And I'm telling you guys, follow the energy. Now is a great time to take stock of how you spend your day. I have this thing on my phone that it tells me at the end of the week how much time I've spent online. Now, I spend a lot of time on my phone because this is where I work. I use my phone to stream. I use my phone to record, to make posts, to inspire and uplift you guys. I make phone calls, text messages, and of course, I scroll Instagram and Facebook and and TikTok and all the other things. So I'm not surprised at how much time I spend on my phone. But when I look at the end of the week with the weekly update, I'm looking to see where I was spending my time and my energy and what I was doing. So if the majority of the time I was on my phone for work reasons, I'm okay with that. But if I notice one week that I'm on there a lot, just scrolling aimlessly, I know, okay, Uma, you've gotten distracted. It's time to get back on track. So the Pisces new moon is a great time to reflect on your energy and follow the energy. What have you been investing the most of your energy in? Me being a streamer on TikTok, I do mini readings and psychic readings all the time. And you would not believe how many people are distracted by useless love relationships. And I say it that way because you can tell that there's a lot of people involved with people that are not as in love with them as they are with them. And they're chasing them. And they're wondering, has this person thought about me today? Will they call me? Will they come back? Will we reconcile? And that person is happily living their life. Some of them have moved on. But these people can't get over it and they stay stuck in this cycle. So take a note of where your energy is going and who your energy is on. Because if you find that you're investing your time and your energy in people who don't give it back to you, it may be time to move on. And this new moon Pisces might highlight that for you and make it really clear. This is a time for fresh starts, reflection, and spiritual connection. The new moon in Pisces is a deeply intuitive and spiritual sign. So, some of you, if you're really intuitive, you might have already started getting the dreams or the visions or just kind of staring off into space. Some of you might be sleeping more because your body's recharging as we're getting ready for the new year. The Pisces theme is all about trusting your intuition, listening to your dreams, following your creativity, getting emotional healing, and surrendering to a spiritual connection. This is a great time to plant the seeds for new intentions, and you can do that through journaling. Write about what you want to see for your life. Investigate things as if it's really true. This week, I've been investigating properties in the western part of Florida because it is a desire of mine to have a second home that I rent out as an Airbnb, and then I can take free vacations whenever I want by going down there. So, what have I been doing this week? I've been acting like I have $100,000. And this $100,000 is going to just magically appear. And what I'm going to do is I'm planning already how I'm going to spend it. I started looking for properties, figuring out how much it cost, seeing how much it would be to pay it off in 15 years. How much is it to hire a cleaning crew? How much is it to list on Airbnb? How much money do I need to make from Airbnb? Do I need to rent it for 30 days out of the month? Or can I have some downtime? Working the numbers out, acting like I already have the money. Because for some reason, I feel like I will. I assume that I will. And I'll be able to buy the second property in Florida, rent it out to my families and friends. And then whenever I want to take a trip, I could go on down there and take a trip and not have to pay for anything. That's the kind of energy you want to do this week with the new moon Pisces. You want to think about big things, things that you want to create for yourself. And don't worry about how you're going to get things or how it's going to come about. Just focus more on what you want to create and let the universe bring it to you. We have a question on YouTube. Shay says, by saying you have to follow the energy, do you mean it as figure out where it's going, being placed? That's what it sounded like to me, but I'm not sure if that's exactly what you meant. That's exactly what I meant, Shay. When I say follow the energy, where are you placing your energy? Most people are not living mindfully. So they're just a habit, a creature of habit, doing things over and over again and not realizing, well, this is wasted effort. So when you do things to actively look at your day, and you can start very simple at the end of the night, before you go to bed, sit down and meditate on your day. What did I do today? Okay, I got up, I worked out, I didn't meditate, I cleaned the house, I made dinner, I spent some time with my kid, I spent some time with my partner, I worked a little, I had a client, I spent some time by myself, but to be honest, I would have liked to spend more time by myself. And you just kind of like work it out in your mind how your day went so that tomorrow you can set the energy for, today I didn't really get to spend enough time with myself. So I'd like some more time tomorrow to myself. And I didn't get to meditate today. So tomorrow I'm really going to make that a priority to meditate in the morning. That's what I mean by saying follow the energy. I hope that helps, Shay. So the one thing you want to know about the Pisces energy is all about dreams and thinking big. It helps us to dream big, but also to trust divine timing. Remember, all of life is about flowing, not forcing. And once you get into that alignment of everything comes to me naturally, everything will come to you naturally. I'm going to tell you something that happened recently to me this week. Because remember, we are in the Pisces new moon energy. And if you really truly believe in the natural laws of the planet, you're going to see that things can happen quickly for you if you just be in the energy. So I have a friend on streams that doesn't really know much about the laws, the natural laws. She is of Spanish descent, so she believes in her ancestors and religion, and I respect it because I'm not here to make anybody do anything they don't want to do. But I am here to show you an easier way. And the one thing I like about my friend is that she's open to listening and trying new things. And one night we had a slow stream. I wasn't getting gifted a lot. There wasn't much people participating. So she came in my guest box and we were just chatting. Now she was streaming as well, and I was streaming. And I was giving her all these things. I tell you guys, follow the energy. You have to believe it before you see it. You have to dream it and think it before it appears. I'm telling her all these things: law of attraction, law of assumption, law of vibration. And she is drinking it in and it's changing her. And she decided to do something for her ancestors because as she's receiving this information from me, she's relating it to what she knows. And for her, that's ancestors. So she starts doing these things for her ancestors. And as soon as she did this ritual for her ancestors, someone came into her stream, spun a wheel, and got her the highest bonus that they could possibly get her on that stream. Follow the energy. She was so moved that she started crying. And she said, that quick, Uma, that's how quickly it can happen, because she got it. She realized that she was in her way. And what I was trying to show her was that you have to think it before you see it. You have to believe it before it appears. We have the new moon Pisces happening on Thursday. What are you focusing on this week? Like I said, I've been focusing on a second home in Florida. I've been focusing on what would life be like as a millionaire. But then this week it changed. What would life be like as a billionaire? What would life be like if my partner and I just had a life where we were traveling country to country, staying at our Airbnbs, and doing things in the community? If you had so much money, what would you do? These are the things to be focusing on this week, because the new moon Pisces is here to realize and actualize those dreams. I'm going to ask you guys to take a minute to focus on the intentions you want for your life. You can have your intentions aligned with healing, whether you need to be healed or becoming the healer. You can have your intentions focus on your creativity. What do you want to create for your life? It can be about your spiritual growth or even receiving emotional clarity on your next steps. Some examples of intentions that you can focus on right now: I embrace my intuition and trust my inner wisdom. I release past emotional wounds and welcome healing. I allow creativity and inspiration to flow through me. So I want you guys to focus on that. I'm going to repeat it again, and I just want you to focus on it and see how it fits. When I say these words, what comes up in your mind? When I say these things, I'm going to pause before I say the next one so that you can have some time to focus on it. I embrace my intuition and trust my inner wisdom. I embrace my intuition and trust my inner wisdom. What does that feel like to you? Does that feel good, comfortable, something that feels at home to do? Or does it feel foreign, weird, uncomfortable? Pay attention to all that you feel. Let's get ready for another one. I release past emotional wounds and welcome healing. I release past emotional wounds and welcome healing. How does that feel? Does that feel right to you? Does it feel strange? Pay attention to what comes up. And finally, I allow creativity and inspiration to flow through me. I allow creativity and inspiration to flow through me. Now, for the next few minutes, if you have a journal with you and a pen, bring it close to you because we're going to play some music. And for those of you that are on YouTube, I just have a series of my images for my shows coming up, but it's visual imagery. And what I want to do is I'm going to play some music and just flash these images on the screen. And I want you to connect with your subconscious mind through this guided imagery and write about whatever comes to mind for you. Right now, we have a picture. It's a blue background, and there's a moon signifying the new moon on this picture right here. It says Uma Talks, New Moon Rituals and Affirmations. And if I was to do this exercise and the music's playing and I'm writing in my journal, I'm looking at this picture and I'm saying to myself, I love blue. Blue makes me feel calm, makes me feel peaceful. This photo makes me feel peaceful. In fact, I desire to go to the beach. In fact, I desire to spend a lot of time at the beach this summer. In fact, I would love to spend a week at the beach this summer. And I'm just going to talk and write and journal like that. So for those of you that are watching live, get yourself a journal, get a pen, and we're going to take some time to do this exercise, just a couple of minutes. And I'm going to also put up just regular colored backgrounds just to see what you guys do. Okay? All right, welcome back. How was that? Were you able to take a little journey and just kind of let the mind go? What appeared for you? Was it things to focus on now, things to focus on in the future? What was your reality? These are the things you want to be doing from now until the new moon Pisces comes in. Visualization and journaling together can be very, very powerful. Another thing that you can do are water rituals, because Pisces is a water sign. So anything to do with the water would be really good right about now, whether it's taking a cleansing bath or working with moon water or creating, crystallized water. These are all really good things. As I wrap this talk up, I just want to go over my key points for you guys. This is an important time to go within, to trust your intuition, and to set your intentions for your life from your heart. Try to choose at least one ritual, one practice, one exercise I shared here today to deepen your connection with this Pisces new moon energy. I really feel that it's going to have a lot of good benefits to help you with your manifestations. And I'm going to end this talk with this affirmation. You can write it down and hold on to it for the Pisces new moon coming in. I surrender to the flow of the universe and trust the wisdom within me. I surrender to the flow of the universe and trust the wisdom within me. I surrender to the flow of the universe and trust the wisdom within me. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this Uma Talks today, focused on the new moon rituals and affirmations. And I hope that you do use it to bring about change and a closer connection to your goals and manifestations. Thank you so much for attending. And I do hope that I will see you again next week for Uma Talks. Next week is going to be Wednesday, March 5th. You're welcome, Angela. You're welcome, Shay. Thank you so much. And we're going to be having a talk next Wednesday at 8 p.m. on healing the mother wound, a womb shadow healing journey. So this is really important for women who struggle with their identity, with their importance, with their confidence, with their self-esteem. We do all have a mother wound. So I'm going to talk about the mother wound and how you can heal it, and a healing for your womb shadow. All right, so put it in your calendars, Wednesday, March 5th, 8 p.m. Find me on YouTube, find me on TikTok for Uma Talks, Healing the Mother Wound. Thank you guys so much.